Hello, 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 everyone. It's Kim from K&RP here in southeastern Manitoba. Beautiful, beautiful sunshiny day out there. Currently 7 degrees Celsius, which means it's 45 degrees Fahrenheit. It's lovely, absolutely lovely. Hey, Jan, nice to see you. So, the reason I did not stream last week was I had signed up for a scrapbooking crop and it started Thursday at 4. And I was frazzled before going because I didn't know what to take. And it was 33 hours worth of play. So it was the Thursday 4 till 10, Friday 10 in the morning till 11 at night, and Saturday 9 in the morning till 9 at night. So I had to have lots of stuff to play with. Basically, I just took a whole bunch of things, made some bits. Um, I'm working on ACEOs. They're the same size as our artist trading cards, but these ones you actually sell. When they are this intense, when I'm trading, um, I don't do these for trade. I hoard them. And now I found out that I can sell them. So I'm getting them ready to put them in the vending machine in Winnipeg. So I was talking to other people on the group and they said, can't just do cardstock. It's not heavy enough. So I backed it on this other cardstock. Now I have to trim it down. I thought I measured good, but we all know how well I measure. That was fabulous, fabulous playtime. So I did these 8 ATCs. I also grabbed this. I also played in this little journal and it is now ready. It's finished. It's done. I've added cats and some doodling and whatever, some more pages. This little journal is complete. I did this journal. I did the cover at home. Look, it's really wonky stitched. I didn't. Obviously, this one, I don't know what I'm going to do with. I'm going to have to hide the back so that people can't see what a mess I made. But that's fine. So I did this journal cover at home. Stitched it there, but this one also is now ready to rock. I just have to fill the pockets and things. So this one's also complete, except for being stuffed. Yay! So, completed 2 journals. So psyched. And then I did something else. I have decided, I talked about doing a bird alphabet book using family names, etc. And I have worked it out in my head how I can create it, but make it into a kit that will be for sale. This one I'm not going to give away because my goodness, it's going to take me hours to complete. And it's going to be an accordion book. So basically, you just have to print and cut some of the stuff. Hi, Sherry, nice to see you. But this is going to be an alliterative avian alphabet book. So I'm going to show you this one. Of course, they're going to be on 5x7s because I still have some additional work to do. So this is Emily Emu, exercising enthusiastically. So the birds are actually doing something instead of just sitting there. So I'm creating the birds as I go. Now, when I do the kit for sale, this is going to be ready to print like this, right? So then you just have to glue it onto cardstock or whatever. Now, I don't know if I want to use some of this underneath it, some sort of green things with leaves or something. I don't know yet. Um, Everybody really likes it straight on the black, but that's a heck of a lot of black ink if you were to print it. But there will be enough room. This will have to be glued on, and I am going to, and it's going to be accordion style. Yeah, it's going to be done so that you can change this name to your family member's name. So it will be typed out. All you have to do is change that name if it's a different font and color, whatever. It's just going to be something that you can adjust so that it fits your family. So, yeah, I'm going to be working on that. I'm all the way up to, I'm working on G. So I've got those all. I created the birds while I was there and whatever goes with them. Had a lot of fun. Of course, I dragged my table mates into my world because that's what I do. All right. So that's what I played with when I was at the scrapbooking crop this past weekend. Had a lot of fun. Came home. I'm feeling absolutely frazzled. Jean and I were talking. We haven't done our tags since January, and we were going to do them every month. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do mine by myself, not online, and then we're going to post pictures of what we have done for February, March, April, and May. And hopefully at the end of May, we will have time to get back online together and do it together online, stream it, whatever. Okay, so those tags will be coming up. I've been cleaning. I have been cleaning and gutting and purging. I just took all my tiles over to a friend's house who is teaching mosaics. So that's out of my house. I've got a big bin of stuff ready to go to self-help. I'm pumped. I am absolutely pumped about getting this stuff organized and clean. I have friends coming to stay with us at the beginning of June, so I need to make room and have an area that they can sleep in. So, aside from that, I kind of, because I've started baking bread again, time's a four-letter word. Who cares about it? Because I've started baking bread again, I decided that I would take something upstairs to have to fiddle with while I was baking the bread. I'm jumping all over the place, guys. Sorry. Cleaning. Came across this. Remember when we did this out of the Kleenex box pull things? We stitched it, and then you can put a stick in it and put a sentiment on it. So it's kind of like a Peter and his husband are coming. They asked if they could stay here. So yes, of course they can. And then hopefully if you guys are coming this year too. So I want to remind you guys of these things. That would be cute to have in a journal. And then you could just have like a quote or something on there for them to see. Oh, yay for pumps. All right. So what I was doing while I was waiting for bread to rise and cook and rise, I took this shoebox that was overflowing with strips of paper. There's some of my own printed stuff. There was scrapbook paper. There was painted stuff. There was, white paper. And this is solids. Look, it's not solids. These don't belong in there. They belong out here. Anyway, so this was absolutely overflowing. It was ridiculous. So what I did, hey, Belinda, nice to see you. We're going to throw this white one back in there. In case you guys want to see me make one, I'll leave those out. But this is what I have done. I have made little bits of woven paper. Now, these ones I figured I could put on a cover. I can doodle on them. I could put something solid on top. But I'm going to save these ones for in journals. I've got other ones that I have done in the past. You know that. But they're going to be either on the cover or inside the journal. And I left the long edges because I didn't know if I wanted to trim them or not. So I figured leave them and we will deal with it as we go. So you can see there's this is painty paper and then all kinds of solid colors. There's scrapbook paper. Just a bazillion ones, different things, right? So I did all these from Sunday to today. And I have done other stuff because I've been cleaning. But they're fun. They're absolutely fun. This has a lot of scrapbook paper on it, which, you know, I don't really use. But it's fine for that. Now, if I really don't like it, or if I did it like this one, that's all white, I'm going to put it on the gel plate. I'm going to doodle on it. I'm going to stencil on it. It's just there. I could do that with all of these. But I've got a couple of white ones, and I still have a big bag of white strips that I can make more of these. Oh, this was a cutoff from something. But still, I had thought maybe I would put them together as a journal. I don't know what I'm going to do with them yet, but I have ideas. So we're going to play with these today. So, and none of them are straight because we all know how well I cut straight because I don't always use a cutter. So I thought some of these I could probably fold and use as pages in journals. Some of these bigger ones, but they're all different sizes. And like you can see on this one, it's kind of going at an angle. It's okay. It's just scrap paper that didn't, all this scrap paper would have gone in somebody's garbage if they weren't me. And some of them don't reach the edges, but that's okay too. But I had an awful lot of fun doing this. Now I've been thinking of all different kinds of ways to decorate these. Look at this. That is just on the wild side. And this is cardstock. A lot of this is cardstock. In fact, it's all cardstock. This is scrapbook paper and other stuff. I had a whole whackload of Christmas scrapbook paper, and we all know how I feel about that. So I don't know if I'm going to put that through a gel plate or not. This one's really, and I thought of squaring it off, but then it wouldn't be equal, right? So I'm not concerned about that. Not concerned about that at all. Oh, this stuck to something. But that's okay, because I mean, we're going to be putting stuff on top of this, you know, because if you take something on black, it shows up lovely. So I could do silhouettes or whatever, just a black silhouette. And a lot of the back sides have a lot of white. So, you know, or you could add a piece of white paper to it. But I'm thinking these would make great journal pages. I mean, I even used edge. Another white one. Again, it's not straight, like not straight. Doesn't matter. Yeah, no, I have decided that I still have lots of little bits. I threw out anything that I trimmed off the edges, I threw out because I have enough scraps. This is really, and it doesn't matter if it's a junk journal, the edges do not matter. Look, this one. This one's definitely going to, well, I guess I could disguise it. But these ones make me smile. And they're all different widths, right? Like I didn't chop up if I didn't have to. So they're all various widths, lengths. This is actually paint chips. These ones are paint chips. This one I wove this way. But if I put it in a journal, it will go this way. So we can have these big, long rectangles to play with. Some of them are squared off. Some of them aren't. I don't care. I did notice I have a whack load of green scrap. That was the big thing. I had lots of green. But as I say, some of these are going to, well, I guess most of them are going to get used as journal pages. I had thought of just doing an entire journal with weavings. None of them are the same size. And unless you play with this stuff, would you really know what to do with it? So I figured what I would do is I would do a little bit of decorating on each, and then people can kind of see. Look, this one's way off square. And it depends on how you glue them down at the top too, right? If you don't square them up, or if the top edge wasn't cut straight, then you get the lean. It's okay. That one's kind of fun. So for the big fat ones, like these ones, what I did was I took a piece of paper and I get out of my way. I put it down and I glued the strips down to it. And then I wove it. It was much easier to handle. Hi, Vanessa. Welcome, welcome. So I would take whatever, a piece, and then I would just glue down and then weave it. Works great that way. Like I say, I never got a square edge except for the very first corner that I did. Because you can see a lot of these, they're wide at one end and narrow it at the other. I didn't bother cutting them. I just wanted to use them. So now I could show you how I do those ones if you want. Or we could just go ahead and play. And then I've got all these little bits that I did these kind out of. These I don't glue down. These are a pig, I'll be honest. I lay down the up and down ones and then I start weaving across. And it does shift on you. And because these are definitely not cut straight, they're all over the place, but I like them. So what should we do? Should we make a woven page or should we just play at decorating these? Because I have so many ideas. Your choice. Your choice, your choice. Look, I got 2 drinks. Weave, okay, we will weave. Let's start with the picky ones. We'll just pull out a whole bunch of bits because we can. I'm only going to weave one just to show you how I do it. And then, I'll do one of each. And then we will, this is sure a beat up piece of black. So what I'm going to do is, because this end is so ugly, and I'm not worried about this edge really, I'm just going to cut this off. And that's going to go in the garbage. And then I got this one. Found this one on my desk. So we'll start with these little ones. So I like working with the right side up. And I just kind of lay them out so I have a definite middle. Want some wider pieces. That's a lovely piece. That's a lovely piece. And let's do maybe a narrow one in the middle-ish. So some of these are cardstock. Some of them are copy paper. Some of them are glued down onto, or this one's actually painted on a magazine. Some of them are glued down onto another piece of paper because I cut them off of pockets and stuff. And decorate each weave piece. We'll see about that. I have a lot of woven pieces. We're not decorating them all today. So what have I got? 3, 6. Let's add one more. Let's add one of these. Do you remember when we did this? This is when I tried doing the bottom of that crystal bowl. Now I know how to do it. Again, green. All right, so let's find a longer piece. It's narrow, but that's okay. And even though they're spread apart, it goes from side to side. So that means when I've got them together, closer together, there will be an overlap. So now I have this stack here and it's in my way. Where am I going to put you? Will you sit there for now? Thank you. All right. So I just kind of hold it down. What's this? There's that dark one in there too. Maybe let's move the purple one beside the black one and the dark green one. I think I have lots here. All right. So for the first weave, you know what? I'm going to use that for the second row because I need a longer piece. Much longer piece. Come on, we'll use this one. Come. And they're picky to pick up. So we're going to have them reasonably close together. That goes from side to side. Come back. A little in, not touching, but together. So then I hold the top and I weave over, under, come back. This one's over. Sometimes it's annoying, like this. You guys know how to weave, right? Come on. So over, under, over, under, and over, under, and that one has to be over. So we'll just stick it there, lift this one up and tuck it underneath because we need it. Oh, it just doesn't want to play. There we go. There we go. So we want to move this up around the middle-ish of what we can see here. Okay, now we're going to take the next one and we're going to do it opposite, right? So it's under, over, under, over, under, under. Nope, over, under. Ha! I want that, like that. Under, over, under, over, under, over, under. Wait a minute. Where did I go wrong here? Under, over. Oh, see? Because that one's supposed to be under. There we go. All it takes is one oops like that. The end ones always want to scoot out on you. Always. It's annoying. And that one scooted when I moved it. So we're going over, under. There we go. So then I'm going to take that one and I'm going to snug it up right close to the last one I did. I'm kind of pinch them together. And then I'm going to start moving these guys in closer. You see? And now we're just going to gently push these up and down ones a little bit closer. You don't want them to overlap, but you can see this yellow one is definitely wider at the top or even in the middle. Doesn't matter. Just give them enough room. Give them, and you can see what I mean about the end one wanting to come out and play. Very annoying. Okay. So once you've got the first two, it's easier to get the other ones in. Let's find something that's wide. This is a fun wide one. And I'm going to do this underneath. So it's under, over. This one decided to cross. We don't want you to cross. Under, over, under. And both these end ones want to cross now. Stop that. And then snug it up. And we need to pull it just a little bit so it's over the edge on both. And then you just keep going until you've got it as full as you want it or whatever. You guys are crossing. Stop crossing. Why are you doing this? Not that it matters. We'll fix it. We will fix it. And the same thing. Just pull them tight to the middle. And we've got them going all kind of crooked here. But you know what? To me, that adds the interest. I just watched something, they were weaving fabric and they were going kitty corner. And it was very, very cute. That one's too short. I definitely want it so it goes across. Let's use this one. I feel like I got two pieces here. I do too. Oh, don't really want to cover up that beautiful purple diamond there. Let's use a thin one first and then use the thick one. This is where you get to kind of plan what you're doing. Did you guys have a good weekend? And then we'll use this one. Doesn't matter if you've got solid colors, painted colors, you're using scrapbook paper, you're using white paper. Doesn't matter. Use up those scraps. That's what I'm trying to do. Determined to use up scraps. Because why am I keeping them? You know, I thought, oh, I'm going to use them as edgings, or I'm going to use them in such and such. And I have not used them. They've been sitting in that bin for I don't know how long. Because I know for a fact you guys don't recognize some of these pieces for sure. So they've definitely been there a while. You know what? I'm going to leave it just like that. Yes, I'm going to leave it just like that because it's big enough. It's going to go on the cover of a journal. It's going to just be good. Hi, Lee. Welcome, welcome. What's your new project you're working on? Okay, Belinda, take care. You're going to have a barbecue? I have no idea what we're doing. I don't normally see the kids on Mother's Day. They got their own families to celebrate. And now with the new baby, no idea. I am finally taking my daughter out for lunch for her birthday, which was in February. We're doing that tomorrow. I'm excited. So maybe we'll hit a greenhouse or something, and who knows what we're going to do. We're going to do brunch, and then... So what I do is I then glue down all the ends, just so they hold together, because as you can see, these end ones just want to go for a walk. So I just go underneath, little bit of glue, and fold the ones that are sticking up down. Now, sometimes you'll get a bit of a bubble, so give it a bit of a gentle tug so that it smooths out. Lots of these papers have bubbles. As far as I'm concerned, it's just going to add some texture. So when you've got it, you've gone all the way around the top, flip it over and do the same thing on the back. So if they flip up, just put a little bit of glue and stick them down. Just makes it easier to work with when you're putting them into a book or, you know, on something, because otherwise once one slides, it's just gonna fall apart on you. Just gonna make a mess. So save yourself some frustration and do this. But this will work great for any kinds of paper. Like I say, some of this is construction paper, some of this is newsprint, some of this is magazine, some's copy paper, some's cardstock. It doesn't matter. So if you see, there are some holes, but that's okay. That's okay. So what I was thinking, so that's how I do these ones. And as I say, when I do the big ones, I put a piece down, I glue one on top, one underneath, one on top, one underneath, like you would for weaving. Get out there. So I started with, why are you there? It doesn't matter which one I started with. I probably started with, nope, it had to be this way because this one doesn't go to the sides. So as you see, this one is glued. So it starts on the back. This one's on the top. This one's on the back. This one's on the top. So I go back and forth. So then when you weave, you start going opposite and it gives it that effect right away. Does that make sense to you guys? All right. All right, so we can put all these little bits back in the bag so that they're not all over the desk. Then I can take them upstairs and I can finish making up these little ones. But I made a lot, seriously. I've got lots of woven paper to play with now. The ones that I have previously made, I actually think some of the paper was torn, so it's really wild. These are much more tame, sort of, maybe, a little bit. You know. All right, so I still have these to use. I've got all this stuff to use. I still have stuff in the bin. And I've got a whack load of white, and for some reason I had just oodles of that brown, really heavy cardstock in there in strips as well. The idea is to use up the scraps. I want to make a whack load of journals because I would like to get rid of a lot of this stuff, and I have to use it to get rid of it because that's who I am. All right, so let's take this big piece here. I've got a little uppy edge here at the corner. Let's just add a drop of glue to that. Just want to make sure all these are stuck down. Just because I feel like I want to do some strange stuff to this. All right, it is what it's going to be. So because I've got lots of white strip on this, I've got this narrow one across here. Let's draw some black dots on it. We're just playing. This is one of the ideas I've got. Okay. So we're going to take a black. Oh, don't spill. This is an acrylic marker. And I'm just going to do black circles. Now, how about if on one row going this way, anything that is on top, like these red ones, are being crossed by the other ones, right? So the ones, we're just going to do a black square or an outline. Who knows if it's going to be a square? Some of these are wider than others. Now, because this is some are up and some are down, it's fine the way it is. Now, how about if we do okay, I have another idea. Yeah, so I mean, you could doodle in each square if you want. I was actually thinking of doing circles and then doing it with watercolor the way Jean and I did on the other ones, so that there's squares to do as well as the circles and doodling. Yeah, that's another thought. This I happen to have a needle with a lot of crochet cotton on it. And it's green, of course, because that's what I took with me. Of course, you can do this on a sewing machine, stitch down the middles of things. But I had an idea. Oh, it's going to be annoying and crazy. But there's a little space between, right? So if I bring the needle up in that space, I'm just going to leave it hang. Go kitty corner. Whoop. And then like that. And do each of these with an X on it and thread. What do you think? Okay, so if I go back up this corner, what if I do X's on all of them? We'll see. Why not? Oh, yeah. It would be fun if you did smaller ones. I got a knot. I knew that was going to happen. That's okay. Whoop. Too far over. This one. So I'm thinking that one of these pages could keep me amused for a fairly long time. Now, how fun is that? I don't know. I just think that's fun. So I was thinking if you had inchies and you had like a 1-inch strip across, you could put an inchy on the center of each. Nope. Again, I want to stencil on some. I want to put some on the gel plate. Because some of these backs are pretty ugly. They're just kind of white. Now, if you have a scrapbook pad, you could always, because they're matchy-matchy, if you wanted to, you could have everything match really lovely, you know. Take 2 or 3 sheets and cut it into various wood strips. Wouldn't that be actually fun to do an entire one with X's like that? Or you could go up a strip and do lazy daisies. You could add some French knots. Okay, so I'm going to just leave this long. And maybe I'll put some beads on it, right? You could, that would be kind of fun too, where you take it and you come out here and you string a whole bunch of beads on it and you go to the bottom corner and do an X of beads. I think that would be lovely. You slid down on me. So yes, it would be easy to add beads. It would be easy to add little fabric flowers, you know, do a couple of layers of circles of fabric and just do a couple of French knots in the middle to hold just the page. Like you could do, you know, you could use stamps. It's like any other, treat it like any other journal page, except that you've got like grid marks to play with, if that makes sense. Yes, no? All right, let's doodle some. Let's do a little bit more doodling. Because who knows? If it's in a journal, somebody may just want it, you know, that maybe they want to do their own thing on it. Works for me. Let's just do some nice black lines. Let's get a pen that's actually going to work. That one seems spotty. All the scrap paper in my world, and I'm always looking for something to make sure I've got a pen that writes. So again, even if it's got decoration on it, I'm just going to do this whole row like a basket weave. Some this way, some that way. Now this is a pretty big page. Even when it's folded in half, I think it's going to be too big for a journal. I think this is going to be the one that I'm just going to use for a lot of experimentation. I mean, I probably could cut it down here and then fold it in half. I'll have to watch that for the other large pages. So I was watching a lot of, not a lot, but you know, you're on Instagram and they've got a lot of quick things. What are they called? Reels. So there was this one reel. I bet you I left them upstairs. Bet you I left them upstairs, but I can show you what I was thinking. Yes, they're upstairs. Wait, but so you take a square of paper. Okay, I'll get back to the doodling. I'm off on a tangent. You fold it this way once, and then you fold it to the corner, and then you fold it this way, and to the other corner. So both corners and both halfway, if that makes sense, right? So then what you do is you tuck this one up this way, on the fold, and you do the same thing on this side. So this is very much like, I don't know if you remember those tags that we did. Very, very similar. And then this one, you fold this way. So you've got it into the triangles like you would have if you, but you have to fold those two corners in. So then you cut it so that it's kind of like a heart shape. From the folded edge, right, to the open edge. And you cut it kind of like this so that when it's open, it's kind of like a heart. I've got too hard a point here. More like a heart. So that when it's opened, you've got a cute little flower. Now, the reason it's like folded like this is when you put it in a journal, you would glue this down on one page. Let's grab a journal. In fact, I think I put one in this journal. Let me just look and see. Quick, Kim, look. Look and see. There it is. Okay, so then they did like color around the edges and then colored the center so that you would glue this side down here, put glue on it, and close the book on that side. Okay, so that when you open it up, you've got this. Isn't that cute? But you have to make sure that those center ones are folded in. I think that's really cute. So I cut out a whole bunch of squares so that I could do these, so I could add these to my journals. So that was my sidetrack for today. So you take your square of paper, you fold it to both corners, you fold it to both middles, like halfway, edge to edge, right? So then you fold the points in, and then you fold it like this, and you cut it so that when you open it, it's kind of like a heart. And then you glue that side down and this side down after you decorate it. And when you open the book, you've got a flower to write on. Does that make sense? Like, did I go too fast? Just realized how dirty my nails were. Playing with the paper and the glue, I was so glued up. It was under my nails and everything. You can see I didn't use a nail brush. Okay, so back to these lines. Lines. That one I didn't like. This one. So I had to share that with you because I thought that was really cute. And even in a birthday card or something, or a Mother's Day card, having a flower open up in the middle. And you could do it like a flower, a posy of positivity, where it's got a nice affirmation in it. Oop. Doesn't matter. We're just playing. Just here playing. Not paying attention either, obviously. Now, those of you who do Zentangles, could you imagine having a nice weaving with Zentangles? You could do all your weft and, warps all the same, 1 inch or, 3/4 of an inch or half an inch. Chances are it would be a very nice, even paper for you to work on. I really want to try that circle with the, hey, Jean, nice, nice, nice. This is one of my paper weavings, and no, it's not straight, and no, I don't care. So I did X's on that strip. I'm just playing to see what kind of thing I like. What I was thinking would be really cool is if I took black circles and watercolor on top of it and doodled it the way that we do those other doodles, but also incorporating the weave lines. I want to try some on the deli plate as well. And with stencils, to me, these are just blank pieces of paper now. I can just do with them whatever I please. Whatever I please. Any exciting plans for the weekend, Jean? Jan gets a Mother's Day celebration barbecue. I have not heard anything from my children. But that's nothing new. So I have a whack load of these papers. I think I've got 30 large ones, and I have no idea how many small ones. But I'm going to use them inside journals. I guess if I folded this in half. Yeah, it's still too big. Still too big to, bigger than a half page. I guess I could chop off a couple of rows. Yeah, just another day. Plumbing issues. Oy, 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 oy. We got an oil change last week. And a tire rotation. And yeah, Excuse me. Yeah, I might have to cut it here. If I was going to use it as a journal page. And I really would like to use it as a journal page because that's kind of why I made them. Ooh. Maybe stitching them before you fold it is not a good idea. But I didn't tie knots or anything in that. Oh, look, that's going to be I will have to do something about that. It's okay. It's a junk journal. Yeah, I'm going to cut it off under that row. Maybe above that row. Let's leave that row and cut it off here. And again, I'm going to have to come back and glue the edges down. But that's fine. Like I say, I'm going to be using these in junk journals as pages. And I'm just going to do a little bit of something like this on each of them so that, oh, that one ripped. Okay. Okay. Let's add a drop of glue so these strings don't come undone. We'll tie a knot. So I did a whole bunch of big ones and a whole bunch of little ones. The little ones, like I said, are going to go inside the journals on pages. Because I got lots of this stuff. Each journal might get 2 big pages of weaving, depending on how many journals I want to do. That's got to dry now. And let's glue these edges down. Oh, let it dry and then you stick your fingers in it. Yay! Oh yeah, washi bits would definitely look great added on. Definitely. I got lots of washi. But I want to throw some on the gel plate. I'm thinking of stamping some. Down. You're loose. You're loose. So again, any of the edges that are loose, glue them down, guys. Come back and glue them down. If you have to cut your page. But still, that's cute, right? Like if that was in a journal, that's a cute page. Let's glue this one down because it's really sticky uppy. Muck mark. That's okay because it's going to be in the fold. This one needs some glue. Don't be scared of coming back and gluing things. Remember, this is just scrap paper and it's a junk journal. And my pages aren't square and I don't care. So now this I would be happy just to put in a journal just the way it is. And they could do whatever they want with the rest of it. I will consider this as a complete journal page. Let's glue these down. This one too, I think I could consider complete. Don't forget to glue down both sides. Now also, you've got these little, weavings that you can stick something in them, right? You can stick something in it. Okay, Jan, take off. We need to talk soon. We do. So I'm going to consider this piece done as well. I know that this top is pretty bare, but, whoever gets it can do what they will with it. Two pages for journals. So I have a big stack. These big ones, I think maybe before I start playing with them, I will cut them because they are too big. Good plan. So how you feeling, Jean? Is your mouth okay? So, Jean, I mentioned that we are going to do the next few months that we're missing of our tags and get together and do the rest of them. But we'll just do the ones that we're missing separately and do pictures, show pictures. See, like this side that's all white, I'm thinking I should put that on the gel plate. Or I could just leave it all white. Maybe they want to just write across the crazy whiteness. Maybe I'll just leave it. Oh, okay. Yeah, get it. If it's rubbing, definitely get it adjusted. You certainly don't need a sore mouth. Certainly do not need a sore mouth. We'll turn that one down just a smidge. So yeah, none of these are really level. But they're going to be really cute in a journal. So I figure if I use 2 woven pages in a journal, maybe 3, because I got lots. But it was a great way to use up all these long, skinny scraps. Like I say, I can come back and doodle on them. I can stitch on them. Something, you know? You dare me to leave it white? I can leave it white. I've determined that the journals that I'm doing, oh, you weren't here at the beginning, because I've got so much stuff. I want to make a whack load of journals, and I'm going to do one Christmas craft show. Look at how cattywampus this one is. Whee! Again, that's way too big. I'll cut it here. After all that work I did, here I am cutting it all up. But it's okay, because this way, when I put them in a journal, they're just ready to rock. I can put them in just the way they are. I can decorate them if I want. You know. And because I'm not doing, I'm doing various size pages. For these ones. I thought of doing like an entire journal with just these, with just woven pages. Yeah, these are just, it's okay. When they're folded, it's not going to be quite as noticeable, I don't think. I used up all that scrapbook paper that people have given me. And the reason it's gone crazy is because when I glued it down in the beginning, the top edge was not level. So it goes at an angle. It is what it is. Yeah, some of them are going to be white, some of them are not. Look at how fun this one is. This one I think I can just fold. This one I can just fold. But like I was saying, if I could put some black circles down and do it with the watercolor, like the way we were doing that, and then do some doodling on it, then we've got the squares as well as the circles to work with. This one too can just go the way it is. It's just the really big ones. Look at how off this one is. That one can stay. But if I cut it, it's going to look weird. I think that's the biggest I can go. I might have to take 2 off. We'll see. We'll see. This one can just go. That one. So they're tall and skinny, right? Like, whatever. Look, I used white. I didn't realize that some of it was not white. It was white on that side when I did it. This is paint chips. These ones are paint chips. So I don't know, this one probably would need to be sewn on more than doodled on. But I love the ones with painty papers. What do you think? Should I do which one? This one? I like this one too. Some of them are a lot of fun. This one I put a piece of paper on the back just for the heck of it. This is the very first one I did because that's what I normally do when I do woven papers is I put a piece of paper on the back. That one's just going to stay the way it is. But what I'm going to do is when I fold it, I'm going to go along instead of going right in half. Because when I folded these in half, this one cracked on me, right? The paper cracked. So when I fold it, one side's going to be bigger than the other so that I don't have that issue. And like the middle ones aren't glued down, right? So you can tuck things in them. I love this one. Kind of wish I wouldn't have used this right on the edge though. This one, I don't know what I don't know. This one's going on the gel plate. Maybe. If I put it in a journal, I don't have to look at it, right? Like if I folded it up and used that as a pocket and then folded it in half, maybe that's what I'll do. It's just going to be really fugly. Again, I would fold it between. So yeah, this is what I have spent the last couple of days doing. And I had a shoebox that was overflowing with all these little scraps. I am down to that's left of color. This is what I've still got in white. And, oh, it's upstairs. I have a whole bag, probably like this, of that really thick brown cardstock I've got. And the painty papers that I have left are just little scraps that I'm just going to throw in my scrap bin, like the bags that I use on a daily basis. But these white ones, I'm thinking because we want to do a paper making day, the group that I'm in, I'm going to use a lot of these for that. And then some of them I'm going to use for mini journals. And I'm going to put lines on some of them so that I've got more lined paper. But I want to, like I say, I want to do a whack load of journals so that what? So that I and just do a Christmas show and see if I can sell them. Yeah, I just, like I said, I had a shoebox worth of strips because I don't throw anything out, right? And I figured I could use them for borders. I could use them as edgings. I could use them as like a strip behind something. And I do that sometimes. Oh, yeah. And then I've got these ones. There's still some painted ones in here. Still some scrapbook paper. So that I can do a couple more big pages. So yeah, that would be a great way to use up magazines. See, a lot of mine are like cut off when I do painty papers, right? and I cut off the edge. A lot of them are not straight because I hand cut. Especially if I'm just using the painted paper for flowers or something. No, I don't glue them as I weave them. These little ones, I just kind of hold down for the first two weaves, and then I weave it, and then I kind of smush it together, and I just glue the edges, both sides, right? Like, so that there's nothing floppy, so it doesn't come apart. But I did all these little ones too, because I had all these little bits, these little short pieces. That wouldn't go in the big ones. Because I save all my freaking scraps. So the little ones I don't, and I showed that at the beginning where I laid down the warp. The warp is up and down, right? And the weft is across. So then I kind of hold it and then I weave the first two, kind of adjust and then keep weaving and then adjust. But they're much more wonky, and I want to use these on the front covers of the journals. I think that would be a cool thing to have on the covers with maybe, I don't know, whatever theme the journal is and the placard that says journal, but that's what I've been doing. How little have I gone? I have some in my bits box that are smaller. And, of course, I have all these little bits. But I was thinking these more so for the grasses for my cards. So I backed these with that brown cardstock because that lady said not just regular cardstock, it's too thin. And I know it's too thin, but it's what a lot of people trade, right? But for selling them, I'm thinking that's thick enough. And I cut them all 2.5 and 3. But I got edges that I have to trim off. And I'm going to do these and put them in the machine at the Forks. But wouldn't that be cute, like a little weaving behind the florals instead of a frame? I might do little tiny ones out of those bits because I'm a sick puppy. You could glue them as you weave them if you find it too annoying. The reason I didn't is because sometimes I can, like these ones, you want to snug them in. This one, like if you look, it's nowhere near square. Put that right against that edge. Can you see? It's not. And if I tried to square them up, it would look funny because they wouldn't be the same width, right? So for the big papers, I do glue the tops down, like one on top, one behind, one on top, one behind. And that too doesn't add to them being square. You like the idea of the woven piece behind? Yeah. I was actually thinking silhouettes even. You could do a really cool silhouette of something. Like a tree. I don't know. But I do like the black. I don't know if... Let's try a Goonie bird. Come. Come, come. Does it get lost? Is it too busy? I think it's too busy. No? Because I mean, they would be outlined, right? So then once they're outlined, they're it would give that break between as well. Yeah, outlined and shaded. Could be interesting. Maybe I'll have to do like a fan trashy flower or something. Because I can cut these to fit behind the opening in the 5x7 mat. We'll have to try that because it would have the black and white stem. Let's see what it would look like with a mat on top of it. Let's try a monster. Find a monster. Let's use you. Let's use you because you're fun and wild. So if he was on and the matting, and if he was outlined, would that be too busy? Different color. Still pretty wild though. I like it on a solid color weaving. Like the really small strips. They would all have to be small strips then. Yes, no? Better with the smaller strips? Oh, non-even edges and mounted on the black. Okay. Let's see. Move these. Grab a black. Well, grab a black. Uneven edges. Scarecrow. I don't know. Because you don't see much of the weaving. Try this. Let's find something that's not quite as wild. It's the monsters. Oh, well, why are you sticking out? You need to be put somewhere else. Up there. Because I think it was like the monsters or the robots, they might stick out better. Right? More like that. I think it needs, like that black outline for sure. I kind of like it because it's kind of but you want more of that, right? You want the weaving more like this, so it's got the ratty ends, yes? So that you see a bit of the weaving, but a lot of the ratty ends. So then I need somebody, if he's smaller, someone smaller. You're a little smaller. But then you can't really tell that's woven. Move them over just a smidge. Like that. Oh, wait. What about if we went like this? What do you think? Something has to touch the bottom. So it has to be almost like an L. Yeah. You love this monster? Well, let's put the mat the right way around. Yeah, I would have to use thinner strips. Yeah. Okay, let me see. Let me grab the ones from the bit box. Bits bin. Because those ones are definitely much wonkier. I have stuff. There we go. Yeah, they're much smaller. They're not as bright either. So I've got everything from itty bitties. These are just grungy. Like that. I got stuff. Yeah, I like them with the weavings. I might even sell the monsters now, Jean. But I need, like, some of them are bigger, obviously. Goes good with the yellow ones. Come out, guys. Come out and play. I've got lots of yellow monsters. Let's try this one. I would shorten some of them too. Make them rattier. So it works with the blue. It works with the yellow. It works with the red. Who's sexy? This one? This one? Got that one. Well, maybe I'll choose some monsters to do up for sale. I mean, the ones this size haven't been selling. But maybe it just needs a monster. So then I have to do itty bitty ones and ratty. These ones with just the grunge paper don't work. We need colored ones. I mean, these are nothing to make up, these little ones. I can make some little ones up because I've got all this yet, and I can just strip them down to this size or a little bit bigger. the blue ones on that color? That was this one, right? Let's do this side because it's more wonky. Now, do you think it needs something else on there? Just the one monster is enough? It doesn't need like a flower or a doodle or... Oh, but we can't use their names. The names are rude, remember? Because I was doing the adult book with them that I haven't gotten around to yet. I like the yellow ones too, though. I guess I could get renamed. Yeah. Oh, let's try this one. We tried this one? I think I want the black mats, not the white ones. I don't think I've got many black ones left. And if I did, where would I have put them? You think I would have one that I use for testing? Where would they be? I don't know where they be. Rats. Well, that's just silly. Okay, I don't have a black mat handy. And normally I've got one like right close by for this very reason. This is what happens when I clean. I can't find a blessed thing. It could be a great birthday card if I did birthday cards. Happy birthday, Hot Mama. But I sell them matted, right? For the machine. Okay, we're just going to pretend that that's all black. I don't know. Yeah, they might. I've got sexier ones. Back to the bin. You know I don't want to give up my monsters, right? You would do that? Okay, you like this one. This one. Yeah, yeah. That could be fun. I know I'm missing some. And I kind of like them like this. I'm missing a couple. I know that I had more, though, you know? That's not all my monsters. Gene, what happened to them? All these crazy people on my desk. There's got to be another bag somewhere. Some. Oh, there's a whole bunch loose in the bottom of the bin. Well, we're not going to dig that far. Why did I bring all these? Ugh. a few in here. They hate each other. Possibly. Because there was the one I was going to get tattooed. She's not here. The fat one with the tattoo of Mom on her arm. No, just these three. No. I think it would just be these three. Did you see any others? Maybe that one. That one. No. I think it was these four. I can do these four. This one. Okay, so I just have to do some funky, more weavings. I'll use these. And I could take four more in. They would have to be white frame though. I don't know where my black mats are. So that's okay. Maybe somebody would like it better with a white frame. Okay. Another project. Yay! Okay, those can go. They're hard to part with, Jean. What you laughing at, Vanessa? My collection? Yeah. I have a few monsters. Because I was going to do an adult book. It was like a monster dating thing. So they would have a picture, and then the write-up would be likes to snuggle in swampy caves. You know, things like that. Yours are all glued. I would need. Oh, I know where my monsters are. I put them in that monster book, right? My monstrosity book. That's where they are. So I have been using them. Goodness. All right. And my girlfriend and I sat up and named them all. Don't remember whose name's whose now, but we named them all. And they're kind of rude names, so the names have to stay with them. And I will do an adult book out of them. It's only 4 or 5 books I've got planned for the year. And journals, all right. Sorry for going down the rabbit hole, guys. But this is what we're going to do. Kim is going to make some little weavings and put them behind these monsters, mat them up, and take them into the forks, along with those things. All right, I want to do those. I have to, lots to do. What China markers? Oh, they would, but they'd be oily, right? Because I've got the black China markers, and it's like a wax. Oh, I didn't know they came in white. So I will make new little weavings for those. Out of these. And with that, I will continue making these into pages for the journals. Like I say, some are going to get doodled. Some of them I might stitch on a little bit, just so that I've got them for the journals. Chop them down so they will fit. And I hope that you guys enjoyed playing weaving today. Paper weaving. It's too bad these are too big, because these would have worked great. And because they're all glued, mind you, they're only glued around the edges. No, we're not taking them apart. So, because I save scraps and I have a really hard time throwing them out, is why I've got all these weavings and more to do. But yeah, thanks for coming and playing, guys. I showed you what I got accomplished at the scrapbook crop I was at. I'm still trying to clean. I am still trying to get journals done. I've got ACEOs to make now and figure out how to package them for sale for the machine. And I'll do those monsters up. Lots to do. Yeah, our tags. Yes. Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, that's why I did them, because I like them. I use them on the pages, and then I put like a bitsy bird or something on them. So, yes. But these ones are going to be on the covers of journals. I'm thinking that they would look good. You know, something wild on the cover instead of a collage thing. Then I could get by with, you know, just a plain paper or something. I don't know. I never know until I play. Yes, I talked about our tags, that I will do my tags up to, okay, so I've got to do February, March, April, May. When are we going to get back to it? The end of May or the end of June? The end of June? Okay, so then I've got to do February, March, April, May, June, and then we'll be back at it in July. I got a lot of tags. That's 15 tags. My goodness. Right, right. We might do it more. Oh, I have to see what's happening. You know, all this stuff going on. So because she said that the black isn't sturdy enough, what I'm going to do is I am going to glue my black cardstock to my brown cardstock and cut them and then do them. Because gluing them after the fact, I have trimming to do. I didn't do February. Let me find the box. Give me a minute. The box is right here beside me. Because I'm cleaning and I know where that is. I don't think I did February. Okay. January. February. Okay, I did February. You're right. You're right. February's done. January and February are done. So March, April, May, June. 4 months. And we're doing 4 tags each. You're so smart. I appreciate you. All right. I'm going to call it a day. I have to go put on a pot of soup and trim these down, figure out how to package them. Lots to do, and still got the cleaning and arranging. And I keep finding stuff. Oh, yeah. Do you remember when I did these? These are the things from Kleenex boxes, right? So I took 2, played with them, and then it's got a stick, and we were going to do like a fun quote or something on the stick with a flower on the end. Do you remember? Now, if I'd have only stitched to here, I could have had like a bouquet coming out. But anyway, I didn't know if you remembered this. And, you know, anyway, love you all. I am just kind of wacky today. I'm wacky every day, but today I'm just doing the ramble thing because I'm excited to be back and creating. And I've got so many ideas that it's crazy, never ends. Big hugs to each and every one of you, everybody up in the balcony, and anybody who watches the replay. I appreciate you all. And if you give me the thumbs up, that would be perfect. Have a fabulous rest of your day, guys, and I will see you next Thursday. Take care now. Bye.